Welcome to episode 13 of NotionWave Podcast, and in this one, we are going to talk about the black baby test, which basically symbolizes the stupidity of being human. Living in a concrete jungle doesn't necessarily make us civilized. If there ever was a time when humanity didn't distinguish itself on the basis of caste, color, race, country, and religion, then it must have been the most civilized era since the dawn of human civilization. But what is the definition of discrimination? We'll come back to that. Let me introduce you to a time when there was a study known as the Black Baby Test was conducted, in which kids were put to a test to determine which doll out of the two, one black and one white, was the ugly one. Surprisingly, the results were skewed in one direction. Most of the kids claimed the black doll to be the ugly one. When asked about their reasoning for picking the black doll, the kids replied with the color of the doll, which made them think that black is bad and white is good. So, what was the reason for such a horrific perspective? The researchers concluded that this perspective developed in children as a consequence of the entertainment industry of that particular era, in which the role of the bad guy was predominantly played by black people. And apparently, this was enough to lead to an overall perception of black being bad and white being good. Does this sound somewhat stupid? Maybe. Now consider this. If one was to generalize these results across the spectrum of discrimination, not only based on skin color but also on religion, caste, and maybe even a nation, I think that we'd easily be able to tell how stupid the whole scenario of discrimination actually is. I mean, we all are naturally Homo sapiens, and everything on top of that is as secondary as a faded smartphone case, which can easily be swapped for a new one. We are the dominant species of the planet. If there were an alien invasion tomorrow, and being the most intelligent species on the planet, the aliens asked to meet our representative, who shall that be? I think that they will rethink their decision to claim Homo sapiens to be the most intellectual species on the planet just by seeing Homo sapiens kill other Homo sapiens. And before anyone says that all species do that, let me answer that for you as well. Yes, other species do that as well. All of the animal kingdom discriminates. But if we have the audacity to claim ourselves to be the dominant, most intelligent and representative species of the planet Earth, it becomes our natural responsibility to behave differently than all other species which are, in our opinion, inferior to us. And if we can't even do a simple thing like that, then there is no other species dumber than us. Maybe the root cause for such a behavior is nothing but our natural makeup. We have evolved from chimps. Okay, I know that this is not entirely correct. Somewhere up the lineage, humans and chimps share a common ancestor. That is what evolution actually suggests. We are an emotion-driven, illogical life form. We pool our natural resources to build walls, borders, and weapons of mass destruction instead of focusing on scientific advancement and the progress of civilization as a whole. Our pride comes from calling ourselves a democracy if we are lucky enough. But I get reminded of Osho when I think about democracy. Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people, but the people are retarded. So, let us say government by the retarded, of the retarded, for the retarded. Let me put it this way. If you had only one house, wait, scratch that. If you had only one room to live in for the rest of your life, would you try to keep the trash outside? Or would you keep it inside close to you and wait for it to occupy every inch of space and eventually suffocate you to your demise? If the answer to this question is not apparent to you, I wouldn't like to share a room with you. As far as we can tell, Earth is the only habitable planet that we have. Should we keep the trash habits, concepts, thoughts, and actions close to ourselves and wait for them to consume us all? Or should we throw them out? Maybe an alien invasion is what it will actually take us to set our differences aside and unite as a species. Our focus shouldn't be on finding the reasons behind the conclusion of the Black Baby Test. Our focus should be on finding the need as well as the reason for conducting the Black Baby Test in the first place. And if we can truly find the reason which compels humanity to conduct a study, maybe then we wouldn't even need a definition of discrimination, because that shall be a concept which will exist in the realm of non-existence. Thank you for listening to this episode of NotionWave Podcast. If you like the work that I do, then please share it along with your friends and family. Find this article on the NotionWave blog. You can listen to the NotionWave podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and of course YouTube. I would really appreciate if you could press the like button, the subscribe button, and all other buttons of that category, except the dislike one, and I will come back with a new episode very soon.